and I licked my fingers, and then I licked out the bowl. I forgot about all this pain, you guys. It is so not worth it. Hi. So you can tell I got sick this week. I'll tell you about it in a minute. We're at the end of our second week of doing the Carnivore Shop No More freezer pantry purge. I wanted to share with you my Dr. Seuss title for this challenge. The Freezer Pleaser Pantry Stop Challenge Where We Do Not Shop. I decided not to go with that one, but I thought it was funny. So we're at the end of week 2, and I wanted to share with you how we did. So this week we spent 20 cents to buy bread bags because my daughter used up all of our bread, and I decided to make some.
So I'm not making my daughter eat carnivore, but the next best thing that I can do is make the food that she's eating. So, and I have all this flour because I am a prepper and I have all this food. So I'm going to make her a loaf of bread so I can control what goes in it. It's got lard, not seed oil or anything like that. It's got salt, a salt I can control. It is a white, just a regular bread. It's not sourdough, so it does have yeast, but that's what I can manage today, so that's what we're doing. Plus, I'm getting things off of the shelves and getting things cleaned up and used up.
Because I still have flour, and I still have yeast, and I still have all the things. The recipe called for vegetable oil, and I just used lard, and the bread turned out wonderful. So I'm using stuff up, right? I'm not gonna shop, I can make bread. I did buy myself some half and half. I've made a really super cool dessert that I use half and half on, and I'm not gonna apologize for that. And then we did buy some bananas again for the child. So I can't even add that up. $3.69. It is no big deal. That is way under $10. We did super great, so I'm really excited about that. So the freezer space is still pretty full. Like, we're eating as much as we can out of the freezer and out of the pantries, but it's just, there's a lot of food in, there's a lot of freezers and a lot of food in the freezers, so they're still pretty full.
Does anyone else use their glasses as a headband? Not on purpose, but it just seems to end up that way. So I meant to take a video while I was at the store just now, picking up food, which I'm not supposed to be shopping, right? But my grocer texted me. So this is why it is so amazing to live where we live. Out here in the country, in a small town. So, like, we live in a pretty small town. I love it here. So my grocer texted me, because he knows that I'm looking for meat for my dogs. And he had said, okay, well, I'll look around, and if there's some frozen meat that maybe is old or underpriced or like a cut that nobody else wants, I'll get it for you. So he said, do I want 40 pounds of bone-in chicken thighs for $15? Heck yeah, I do want that, even though I have this much room in my 6 freezers. But we're coming into a cold snap here. It is going to be so cold here that it won't even matter. Oh, my phone is dying. My silly phone. It won't even matter. It'll just be on the porch.
That is just out on the porch in a cooler. And so it's not in my freezer right now. But so my freezer space is still getting bigger. And somebody shot a deer and they didn't want it, and they asked us if we wanted it. So we went and got that deer. We took it to our Amish meat processor and had it turned into bologna, which you do have to freeze. So we now have more food to go into the freezer, but it's also on the porch in the cooler until this freeze is over, and hopefully we can get some stuff pulled out of the freezers.
Okay, so he found that he had a piece of salmon in the freezer and this pesto and a cream cheese. So he's gonna make some pasta, and he is gonna have that out of the freezer. So not carnivore, but cleaning out the freezer. All right, so he switched last minute from from spaghetti to rigatoni. So here we go. Freezer creativity. So I am not as creative as my husband. I'm going to try something with hamburger, beef broth, the cream cheese, maybe some Parmesan and an egg. And we will see what I can make. Alright, so this is the hamburger and the bone broth, the beef bone broth, and I'm going to pour in some egg. And just stir it up. It's like egg drop soup. And then I think I'll just melt some cream cheese in there to make it a little thicker. And some Parmesan cheese. I am not a foodie. I have no idea if this will taste good. Okay. Let's give it a try. I need some more salt.
I got some fun toys for Christmas to help me processing meat. I got a ham press, or, you know, a chicken press or a turkey press. So any meat that you want to turn into lunch meat, you shove it into this press, it presses it down, and then you cook it. And I haven't tried it yet, so that is coming up. And I also, for Christmas, got a jerky gun. It's in the post office. Post office is closed, and I'm sick, and I don't feel like going down there. But I do have a jerky gun that I will pretty soon thaw out 10 pounds of hamburger and make more jerky, because that is a wonderful way to snack and to keep yourself from eating off plan stuff. Let's see. I had a bad week. I have to be completely honest, because I actually don't know how to do anything other than be completely honest. So, and I'm going to say that this all started because I broke my streak of not a bite of sugar on my birthday in November. And it is January, and it is still haunting me. So I had that one bite on my birthday. And then a couple days later, we were at a Thanksgiving gathering, and somebody had sugar-free desserts, which it had sugar in them. They had honey in them, but they were thinking, they said sugar-free. My brain was like, oh yeah, I want that. So I ate some. So I have no streak to defend, right? People who make apps, they understand this. We do Duolingo. We're trying to learn Spanish. Apps are powerful. They keep you coming, or streaks are powerful. They keep you coming back to the app every single day. I know lots of apps that use streaks to motivate you to keep coming back. Well, I broke my sugar streak. I broke it. I broke my carnivore streak. So I'm not a real carnivore anymore, right? Like I'm not pure anymore. I have nothing to defend. These are the lies and the tricks that we play on ourselves. So it's getting easier and easier and easier to justify, well, it's not like I'm breaking a streak. I can put this in my mouth. And I thought I was beyond that. I thought I was protected. I thought I was safe. I thought I was strong. I thought I was better than that, honestly. And I wasn't. I let my guard down, and it got me. So my family's been making smoothies, and they are so good. So I've been having smoothies with ice and milk and an egg and a teeny tiny bit of banana, which is just sweet enough to make me want more sweets. And I was doing good. And then my daughter had a smoothie that she couldn't finish. I can't let that go to waste. I can't throw that away. It can't be that much sugar in there. So I finished it. Couldn't just let it go. And then 2 days ago, I'm making my daughter's birthday cake, and it is fabulous. I'm not even going to show you a picture because that is evil. It is so good. Chocolate cake, and then making a cream cheese, butter frosting, chocolate frosting. It is so good. And I licked my fingers, and then I licked out the bowl, and I probably ate under a quarter cup of frosting, let's say. I don't think it was more than that. And one bite of cake, because I was like, well, I've already eaten the frosting, so I might as well have one bite of the cake to see if it's any good. And let me tell you, by the end of that night, my shoulder, I forgot that I even had shoulder pain. I could not lift this arm. Like, it still hurts when I get to this point. I haven't slept well for 2 nights because my shoulder hurts and I just can't sleep. Like, I am miserable. I forgot. I forgot about all this pain, you guys. It is so not worth it. And I feel like a fraud now. I mean, I know I can start again right now, but I broke my streak, and that is so powerful. So if you're on a streak, don't break it. Don't trick yourself. Don't do it. But if you're going to do it, then just start over, right? We're not an app, and we should be able to reason beyond a streak. We should. I hope I can, but I am feeling like crap. I just have to keep reminding myself that I don't like this pain and that I would rather not eat sugar to live without the pain. So I did try my dessert again, my smoothie with 0 fruit. So half and half, ice, an egg, and that's probably all that was in it. Ice, half and half, an egg in the blender. And it was delicious. It was not sweet, and hopefully that does not continue to trigger my sweet tooth. My throat hurts, and I don't feel good, and I wanted something nice and cool, and that just felt good. So I've been doing a lot of canning this week, trying to get things cleaned up off of the shelves. So I did a bunch of big jars of beans. And again, I'm not planning on eating these, but I am a prepper at heart. So if something, for some reason, my meat sources dry up and I don't have access to food, I'm going to eat beans, and I'm going to have them already cooked. And they're already soaked, and they're already in liquid. It'll be super, super easy to just heat them up rather than have to soak them and wait overnight in case they're needed.
Okay, so I'm cleaning up my house, my pantry, and dejunking in general. So I'm kind of doing 2 things at the same time. And as I've said before, I have a ton of food storage. So these are like giant pickle jars full of beans. And so I had these are northern beans, these are chickpeas. I had a kidney bean, a black bean, maybe another one. And a pinto bean. So I am trying to clean stuff up. So let me show you what I'm doing. So I mixed the pinto bean, the black bean, and the kidney bean, and the northern beans together. And the chickpeas are not mixed. And I'm going to can them. Because for long-term storage, you can't beat ready-to-go beans. And I'm not going to throw this food away, so I might as well get it ready to eat and make it super convenient to store. So those will go down into the basement. They'll be off of the top of my fridge. My kitchen will look cleaner. Everything, it'll just help everything. Plus, I have so many jars that I need to recan as Nate is bringing up all this food, so this is good. The other thing I forgot to mention is, I've added apple cider vinegar, and I'm gonna fill them up and let them soak here overnight, which hopefully removes the lectins at least. That's the slow method of preparing beans that's going to be the healthiest. Then I will can them tomorrow after they've soaked.
So yeah, I'm canning a bunch of beans. I'm canning hamburgers. I'm canning chicken. I kind of want to can some hot dogs, or maybe I could even can the bologna and the hot dogs. Like, I can do all that. I can put that on the shelf. It does degrade the nutrition a little bit. Freezer is better, but long term, if the power goes out and I lose every single one of my freezers, that would be devastating. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't have a generator. let me give you a little reminder for, well, you don't need it because you're probably all smarter than me. It is so cold here. We have been struggling to stay warm. It's like 62 degrees, 64 degrees. The heater is on all the time. And then my husband, who is apparently brilliant, decided that we should probably check the air filter. And he changed the furnace filter. And boom, we are at temperature, easy peasy. I feel so stupid. But at least it's not freezing anymore. So that's okay. Yeah, my little girl is 11 now. It's breaking my heart, but she is trying. She is trying. I am trying. A lot of people in the last video had good suggestions. It's just really hard when you are trying to acknowledge that a child has agency, and to give her that agency. You cannot force a kid to eat whatever you want, especially something that is really going to gross them out and really make them sick. As a kid, I tried to be vegan. I tried to not eat meat. It made me sick. And I had consequences. By the time I was a teenager, I already had irregular periods, which is a sign of prediabetes, right? Like that, for me, led to polycystic ovarian syndrome. And I see my little girl. She's got acne at her age. Ridiculous. So, and has heartburn on occasion so bad that she screams and cries. I know that the sugar is affecting her. And I really do feel motivated. Like, I have to save her, but I can't save her by fighting her. So I have to be patient and educate her. And so I am trying that. We just have to figure it out one day at a time. But at least I can make the bread instead of buy the toxic bread. I know what goes in the bread. I can grind my own wheat. I will eventually be grinding my own wheat to put in the bread. Every little step is going to be toward the good. Any little thing that I can do. So I can't even remember what other videos I have to clip in here.
We are focusing on some minimalism this winter. And so combining that minimalism with our freezer pantry purge, I'm having some feelings. We've got a pile of food here to throw away. I don't want to eat it. I don't want to give it to anybody else. It was probably given to me by somebody else who didn't want to eat it. It's probably all expired, but I still feel guilty, and like I don't know. I feel bad getting rid of food. Does anybody else suffer from these problems? So let me show you. So it's expired. It was already open. These are crackers and quinoa brown rice, soup mixes, more of these, sugar. My husband is about to make some food, and he's a little concerned because it's not carnivore, that people may not be interested. True, it's not going to be purely carnivore, but the reason I'm going to show it is to show how to use canned meat, which is carnivore. So one way to use it and what it looks like when we pour it out. So here we go. Totally sealed. So my husband can't open these without damaging them. Somehow my fingers are magic and I can pop these open.
Just one of the corns for now.
Just one corn. Okay. So this was a beef bone broth, corn, kidney beans?
Kidney beans.
Kidney beans, and then we have a bunch of tomatoes. And this. So we are cleaning out the pantry on this one. It's so good.
Well, let's see.
All right. Kind of let me see. So plenty of fat in that. It's very liquidy.
Yeah. Did you put water in this or just?
Yeah. Yeah, so for the each 5 pound container, I put in like a cup and a half of water. Otherwise there wouldn't have been any liquid to can it in. It needs to be covered with liquid. All right. So that is how easy it is to use that. And it's going to have just tons of fat in it. And now you're just going to pour everything else in there. And
I'm going to put seasoning on first, and then I'll put my pepper mixture. Cook this for a minute, and then mix it all together.
Warm it up.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So Nate is a little concerned about the size of the hamburger. It's very, very tiny. He feels like this is more like a sloppy Joe than a chili.
From high school, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it looks great. Not that I'm eating it, but it does look good. He put so many hot peppers in here, though, that I could never eat it.
We had a good week. Life is good, except for now that I'm sick. So my shoulder started hurting, and then last night, 2 days after I have a bite of sugar, a lot of sugar, not too much, but some. I had sugar that I haven't had in forever. Sugar shuts off your immune system. Everybody I know has been sick for weeks and weeks, and I was nothing. I was totally fine. I eat sugar, and 2 days later, I'm like, oh, my throat hurts. I thought I was going to throw up overnight, and today my throat hurts, and I'm really tired. It does not seem like a coincidence. I feel like I am definitely suffering the consequences of eating sugar. And maybe I would have been able to keep this at bay completely, and maybe I would have gotten sick. I don't know, but it seems like more than a coincidence. So I just want to let you guys know that I do love you. I don't know each and every one of you, but I love your comments, and that you watch my videos at all is a miracle. And what I want for you is for you and your family and everyone that you know and we know to feel good, to have health. I see so many people, and you guys do too, that you just want to reach out and help them. And you're like, I know how to make you feel better. I know how you can make you feel better. So I just want you to think about the benefits of giving up sugar. Is that piece of bread really worth 2 days of shoulder pain to the point where you can't lift your arm and you can't move and life is miserable? I don't think so. Over New Year, another break. So like, there's so many things I've done wrong. I have so much to repent for. I should probably break this up. It's all out of order. I had an issue with cheese. So, like, I had planned for New Year's and Christmas that my treat was going to be cheese. And I have to say, I went a little bit cheese crazy and not eating a lot of anything other than like a bologna or like, cubed processed meats. This turned out to be a really epically bad idea. There is a reason that people believe you have to eat fiber. And it's probably because they ate too much cheese without any fiber. So after on the third attempt of trying to go to the bathroom and not being able to for like an hour at a time, the first 2 times, I'm in the third episode of trying to go to the bathroom, and I felt like I needed a birthing plan, honestly, like, let's time out the contractions. let's let your body stretch out. Like, we may be here for a while. I was literally praying that I was not gonna tear or die or be so compacted, or whatever that word is, that I was never gonna be able to eat again. It was horrible, you guys. If you're gonna eat that much cheese, then definitely eat fiber. But if you're not going to eat fiber, don't ever eat that much cheese. Just don't do it.
All right, so we decided to fix the ice machine from falling down, and we ended up taking that door off, taking the drawers out, which meant we had to put all the freezer stuff in baskets. That comes out so you can clean it. And we went ahead and took all the papers and stickers off of the door, and we're just gonna do a quick clean of the whole fridge, freezer. Yeah, we're gonna try and keep it looking clean and clear. It helps your brain. So that is what we're doing right now. So this time I divided it with, these are things for the 10-year-old that she eats those. These are things that my husband eats. That's kind of my stuff. And then just other stuff as it'll fit in. And now we can actually put ice in the ice container. We're very excited. And of course, when you're looking for those ice packs and you can never find them, now they're right there. So hooray for slightly more organized. Still, it's too random and too much different stuff, but I'll get there.
In case you were ever wondering, can tallow go bad? Yes, it can. So that orange color, that is mold. That is bad moldy tallow. And I only did this one in November 23, so it's not even that old. So there just must have been a contaminant in this one, and obviously we will be dumping this one out.
Thank you for watching that video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. See you later.